Go.
Hey, what's up, friends from El Trio Online? Bienvenidos a un capítulo más de El Trio Online Podcast. And today, el Joe no está aquí, lo despedimos y traje mejor a las estrellas. El Sosa, ¿cómo estamos, carnal?
Hoy ya grillaste, ya de plano, ya sacaste a Joe de aquí. ¿A dónde lo mandaste? ¿A lo más lejos que pudiste? A lo
Lo
más
mandé
lejos,
hasta
seguramente, ¿verdad?
hasta los Andes.
Pero bueno, me da mucho gusto saludarte, mi estimado mojado. There's a lot of things going on. We have to talk about Liga MX. Why
Yes.
Mexicans see you?
Oh man, there's so much to talk about. So little time. We only have an hour. I don't think we'll fit everything in 1 hour, but let's just get going and jump right into it. The big news of this week in Liga MX, las cabezas rodando, Elmore. We already started that.
Bueno,
Tenas out y también el del Atlas se nos va también.
el actor Rafa Puente Jr.
El actor.
¿Sabes
No,
qué? ¿Sabes qué, Luis? You know what? I don't know why the team's front staff doesn't take any decisions during this pandemic break, and they wait until the season starts to make decisions. I don't know why they spend 4 months or between 3 and 4 months and doing almost nothing in the way to make decisions and lose value time. I don't know why. In the beginning, Ricardo Peláez doesn't like Luis Fernando Tena. That's for sure, and everybody knows that. But Luis Fernando Tena has a lot of background. He has a lot of experience. That's the only coach in Mexican history who won an Olympic medal, the gold medal in London 2012. But his style of coaching and the way he's developed is kind of rusty right now, and he shows on the field. And if you put it and you add, he has a lot of players coming down, coming back in the team. It's really hard to try to put all his knowledge on the field. And the other side, Atlas, is a mess. But first of all, Chivas is a big mess too.
oh yeah, the talk is everything about Chivas right now, and I mean, I don't personally agree with the firing of Tena. They had a good preseason, La Copa Molera that we had over there. They made it to the final, and they didn't do that bad during that tournament. What happened to them? That they can't win a game.
I agree with you regarding the Copa Mexico. Chivas make a better place, a better games instead of the regular season. But during that Copa, Chivas does he has almost the full squad available. Not the first the 3 weeks on this new beginning, this new season. For start, that's the first difference. He has a lot of injuries. He has a lot of players who has a coronavirus, and he has a lot of trouble. For me, it's like it's not a bad decision, of course, because in less than 24 hours they will start the week 4, and in 4 days they will start the week 5. I mean, he has 2 more games that are really really important, and right now it's not a good decision to try to make movements when you start thinking why I didn't do it on the beginning of the season. Why did I have to wait until this time? It's a lot of waste time for Chivas. ¿Y sabes qué? ¿Cuál es el otro problema? Se habla mucho. The rumors are Ricardo Peláez is making bad decisions, not right now. In going back in Cruz Azul, in America, and there's a lot of history in that. So right now, the decision of the new coach wherever who's gonna be, because there's nothing right now. There's nothing confirmed about if Vucetich is gonna be the head coach. Right now it's only rumors. But what I want to say is the decision is a full responsibility of Ricardo Peláez. No more, no less.
I totally agree, Elmore, and he's been doing this since he started. You know, he was the one that made the decisions to bring all these new players, not Tena, right? I mean, they were all estaban todos amarrados before the Tena arrived, and and then and another thing is that Tena did not have a full season. Let's remember that he came in for 8 games, I believe, in the first tournament that when he joined, and then he only played 10 games last season due to the cancellation of the tournament, and now only 3. So he never even had a full term. How could you judge a coach like that, man? Just they like me there.
No, there's no way to judge anybody. There's a short period of time for make a decision. But I think, for what I know, the decision of fire Tena was more personal on por los gustos de Peláez de los entrenadores que por la forma and the way he makes the decisions on the field with the players. Simple as that.
Now, let's. I hope that Amauri, doesn't start doing what his dad did at the beginning of his. Well, actually, throughout most of his time with Chivas, that he was just he had recycled coaches all the time. How many coaches were in his term? And
During Jorge Vergara era, almost 25, something,
right?
a number around that. So there's a lot of head coaches from all over the world, from all over. I don't, maybe for what I know, Amaury Vergara is giving all the full responsibility to Ricardo Peláez to make the decisions. And at the end of the season, for the most common thing is gonna be Amaury Vergara face Ricardo Peláez, and he wants to know exactly what's going on with the team. If all the expectations was good or not, and starting from that, making decisions. Or if Peláez is gonna be, he will be continuing the team. The coach, whether it's gonna be continuing the team, or he will have to make a lot of decisions. That's why, and that's the main option, and that's the main priority of the job of a sporting director. That's why Ricardo Peláez is making his job. So that's what I say. Right now, this is a full responsibility of Ricardo Peláez.
Now, the struggles that Chivas has had in that past three weeks, who do you think is fault that the team is like this? The players or Tena? Which one would you say? Because, like I said, I don't agree with Peláez on this decision, but it seems like always the coach is the one that goes.
Yeah, and that happens all the time in every single sport. But a lot of people say they cover the day-to-day of the daily basis of Chivas. The players has a lot of responsibility too, and they have a lot of protection from the front staff, from the front office. So at that point, I don't know, but for what we saw on the field every single week, there's a lot of players, and you know better than anyone. They say, "Hey, this guy, they can be possible to wear that kind of shirt because it's a real special shirt wearing the Chivas or America because that's the two most important teams in Liga MX. And you see a player, he doesn't run, doesn't make any tackle, doesn't make a good passes, and I don't know why. It seems like the players only think what is gonna be the next picture or post or something they will be publish on social media, and that's it.
Now, I think that um, Beltran and Vega are two players that are you must have those players in the field because it seems like they now ever since they were out because they have been there in this past few weeks. They're like it's like the motor of the team. Would you say that these two are son indispensables?
They're really important, yes. Y se combinó su ausencia con los malos partidos del equipo, que son 3 juegos, y that caused the job from Fortena. So, por eso mismo creo que es una decisión precipitada. La verdad, por ese aspecto, la verdad que I think Peláez has a lot of work to do to try his men this decision.
I totally agree with you, Elmore. And now going back to the coach, in your opinion, do you think Vucetich, that is the guy that rumors that the is almost done, a done deal with him? Do you think he's the right guy, or would you have put someone else on the job?
Oof. Well, first of all, it's not official yet about the Victor Manuel Butetich. And
Yeah.
if this is the case, I don't I don't know if this is the right decision because Butetich never has a good results with a important team with a national distribution. That I want to put that emphasis on that national distribution because he never has the opportunity to coach America, Pumas, Chivas, no, and only Cruz Azul in 1996. Why did I tell you this in these 4 teams? Because that 4 teams for history son los más importantes. Everybody agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Nacionalmente. Vucetich es un entrenador muy exitoso, really successful in teams they are really important in regional parts. Monterrey, Tecos, León, Pachuca. He won everything with that 4 teams. He has 5 titles. And also he went to coach only for two games, yes, 2 games, the national team, the Mexican national team. But if this decision is going to be official, it's going to be the first time for Vucetich to manage a team who has a really a big importance, not only in Mexico, in the United States, and almost in the whole continent. So it's a big or maybe a huge step for him, and also he has a lot of experience. Hopefully for the Chivas fan, this can be a good opportunity for both sides. Pero ojalá que funcione. Yo tengo mis dudas porque Vucetich, a mí me han dicho gente que los ha dirigido que no es un entrenador que trabaje tácticamente, que trabaje en la confianza del jugador. Por eso tiene muy buenos asesores. En Monterrey tenía a Carlos Barra, que siempre le ayudaba alrededor. Aquí se habla que tendrá Sergio Almaguer, que también conoce y sabe bastante. Pero ahora sí que habrá que esperar primero que sea official and then if they're gonna bring results or not.
Now, Vucetich, in my opinion, I think the magic is gone, man. They used to call him El Rey Midas because everything he touched turned into gold.
Why you
But
say that if
he
he's gone?
he hasn't won a title since when? 2000. The last one he won was with Monterrey, no?
The last, it was, yeah,
And he didn't coach with he coached Monterrey back in 2013 to I think it was for 3 years, I believe, right?
listen this, Vucetich, he never lost a final until 2012 and 2015. On both opportunities, he was the head coach on Monterrey. they put the Remidas because he never lost a final game, a final
Mm.
game. And that's why, starting that, he never won again. But he brings good results with a team with low budget. Hear that, low budget. And Chivas, he has a low budget, yes or no? Maybe, because put one player besides Macias in Chivas team who has more than 2-3 millions of dollars of value. None.
Yeah, and that's not even, we're not even sure he's gonna stay now. All those rumors that he's moving
Exactly.
to Europe are are on the air. So he might come with into a team that he won't even have a forward, a striker, because besides Macias, who would be his striker, Elmore?
Alexis Vega. Alexis Vega, he developed that position in Toluca. That's why he captures all the attention from many teams, and Chivas makes his move and bring to the team. Maybe Alexis Vega can be that option, but he needs backup on the bench to try to have a more deep team, and doesn't have that in Chivas.
Well, hopefully for the sake of Chivas, that whoever comes can get him out of this hole that they're in, because we're tired of seeing the trolling from Puebla on social media. What's
But
going
that's
on with that, Elmore?
that's normal. Puebla has one of the best community managers in the whole League MX, and that's part of the game right now. That's the reality of the sports. The social media official accounts of every team, they put his they put a spicy on every tweet. Remember what happened with Mazatlan? It's the same.
Yes, yeah. And now that they're doing good, I mean, let's jump into the the review of week three. I mean, they beat Chivas obviously, and now they are placed in third place. Let me double check this. Um, of la tabla general. No, second place.
Ojo,
They're in
second
second
place.
place.
Ojo, el goleador de Puebla es Santiago Ormeño. Es nieto del peruano Walter Ormeño. Se habla que se sigue jugando bien, hasta podría recibir un llamado a la selección de Perú, porque podría aplicar para esa nacionalidad.
Wow.
Imagínate lo que podría pasar con eso. Digo, todo es posible, pero si ya lo tienes aquí, y de hecho también se dio a conocer, ojo, listen this, Ormeño, no more than 5 years, went on a trial in Chivas, and he was rejected, and right now, he's one of the best players so far in Liga MX.
Wow. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, they have Puebla situated in the second place in this tournament, and just like they're trolling every team they play. They're trolling them too, like on social media. Like Puebla, get out of there. That you don't belong there.
And
But they're over there.
that's part of the game.
Yes, and let's review some of the matches that we had this past weekend. What was the match that you think it was the best for you?
I think Cruz Azul León it was more interesting because Cruz Azul has a good strike. 18 games winning in a row. It's really important. But at the end, if they don't get a championship, this is worthless. Period. Simple as
For
that.
for sure, Elmo. They Cruz Azul. It's la afición de Cruz Azul. They're tired of seeing them. Play like great seasons, end up in first place, super líderes, but then the last and the real test, the final, they just break. It looks like they forget to play how to play soccer, and
Pero ¿sabes qué? yo creo que ya se acostumbraron, ya saben de que son como un punching bag. Están felices, después los empiezan a golpear de que pues, no pasa absolutamente nada con ellos. Besides the legal trouble they have, all the front office, but I don't know. Cruz Azul is like is something weird going on with these guys because he has a lot of quality, but when you have to show up and get the best result, nobody can do. Nobody. I don't know why.
Now, do you think that Cruz Azul, that the troubles that they have in with all behind the scenes would affect at some point the team and the main team?
No debería. No debería. At the end, it's one thing is trouble outside the team with the front office, and the other is trouble with the team, with the players. They can put it on the field, and this trouble right now it doesn't belong to the players. So I don't think, and I don't visualize that can affect them.
All right. Well, now let's jump into Mazatlan. They got their first victory of their history in Liga MX. What did you make of that, Elmer?
It was a good game as well. It was a good game, but it's really complicated. The second goal of Toluca was discharged from Joao Plata, who came from the MLS. It was a great goal. It was a golazo, but they say it was a foul on there. But fue el primer triunfo en la historia de Mazatlán y me da gusto, ¿sabes por qué? Porque Palencia es un entrenador mexicano muy preparado y que puede funcionar también con este equipo. He has a good performance, Palencia, as a head coach in Pumas, in Lobos. Why not? Why not be Mazatlán too?
Yes, I'm also a fan of Palencia, and I would like this team to do good things.
I'm not a fan. I only say.
I am, Elmer. Come on, man.
Well, no.
Que viva el rock and roll, man.
Eso es diferente. That's different. That's different.
Yeah, in this same subject, Camilo Sanbeso is
rumored to. No. It's official. It's official.
Oh, it's already confirmed. It's official. All right.
Official. He signed his contract. He's going to be the striker who can be next to the Venezuelan striker. I don't remember his name right now. Aristilleta, something like that. He's a good player as well too. And Camilo Sanbeso, he makes 4 years in MLS really good. He makes a good progression in Querétaro under Víctor Manuel Bucetich.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if that this este refuerzo los lleve a los puestos ahí altos and we have a little like a little challenge ahí con el Joe that I think that Mazatlán would be one of the 12 teams that they can do la liguilla. So yeah, I don't know
if con 18 equipos si califican 12, cualquiera va a entrar.
Right?
Gracias.
No hay, ahora es más fácil. But remember this, Camilo Sanbeso, if get a good understanding with Aristilleta, the forward from Venezuela, and the whole midfield, can be a good solution for making goals in Palencia team.
Well, we'll see. And now, let's jump into Monterrey Santos a little bit. What do you think of that game?
Everybody has a lot of trouble to see that game because from the TV production, las tomas eran espantosas, la gente se quejaba, muchos problemas, and at the end it was a draw, 2-2. And the important thing is Santos has a good goalkeeper. keep an eye on this guy. He's
Oh,
a good goalkeeper.
I agree with you. I actually watched I think 2 out of the 3 games of Santos, and I really like the performance of
Huh?
this kid. He's young, right? He's like only like what 20 something years old.
20. He's more younger than you and I. So he's younger. He's younger. He has a lot of qualities. He he's from Torreon, if I'm not wrong, but he's Mexican. He can be one of the options, alongside, for example, Jurado, to try to pursue an opportunity in to have more minutes and try to establish as a goalkeeper in Mexico.
Yes, and I saw that they're comparing him to Pablo Larios. I don't know if you saw it on social media
Yeah.
that he could be the next Pablo Larios, right?
Maybe because his physics and for his hair, but when you're talking about Pablo Larios, you have to you have to be really really precautious, because it's the same if you want to talk. I'll try to make a compare between some player with Jorge Campos or Osvaldo Sanchez. It's really complicated try to make that comparison.
Yeah, but they definitely has the quality on the field. If he's showing it on these 3 games, so
Yeah,
I
sure.
like what I see so far.
Yeah, me too. I like what I see so far, and hopefully has more rhythm for him and for his team.
Yes. Now, the last game I wanted to touch on was the Pumas game, Elmore. What happened there? They had an advantage of 2 players.
I don't know. I fall asleep on the second half. It was a boring game, boring game. So I fall asleep. I completely honest with you. I fall asleep.
Oh man, that's well, I didn't even watch it, so I guess I'm with you on that one.
No pasa nada. Empataron a uno.
Okay, well, let's just touch base on Atlas. ¿Qué pasó con el Atlas?
Lo
Do you
mismo
think it
de
was enough for them to let go of Rafa Puente?
Rafa Puente. Hopefully he has a examen de conciencia, piense muy bien lo que ha hecho como entrenador, que nadie le va a quitar que ascendió a Lobos WAP, pero no le da para ser un entrenador de primera división. Yo creo que debe de pensarlo muy bien, replantearse su trabajo, porque es lo único que le podemos criticar, y su decisión será, o su vida. Aquí dice que replanteó su vida, yo no estoy para decirle nada de eso, al contrario, simplemente laboralmente creo que podría replantearse y que se dedique a ser comentarista, que ahí medianamente ha tenido mejor aceptación con el público que lo sigue que como entrenador. No, te lo digo en serio, te lo digo en serio, porque como entrenador da la sensación que ya no va a dar más, la verdad. Pero ¿sabes cuál es el problema que va a tener? En el momento que regrese a ser comentarista, la frase que dijo de la comodidad lo va a perseguir toda su vida.
Exactamente. I was just gonna say that, Elmore. I think that that was a breaking point. Do you think that was a breaking point? That his mind was somewhere else, and then he said that, and la controversia que se armó over this, because it wasn't right for him to say that, right? I mean, he should just focus on his thing, coaching, and not jump into those esa polémica, ¿no?
Maybe he was a breakpoint, but I don't know the guy personally, but a lot of people that I know him and say he has a good education. He's really open mind with the people, but he doesn't have any luck with the teams. Por eso digo que debería de plantearse profesionalmente como entrenador si va a poder seguir o alguien querrá darle una nueva oportunidad. Lo veo muy difícil, muy difícil que lo haga, y ahora sí que A él se tardaron en sacarlo, a diferencia de Tena, que me parece que lo de Tena es precipitado y lo de Rafa Puente Jr. fue vidas extras lo que le dieron. Pero la decisión ya está tomada.
Well, Elmore, I think we're gonna go on a short break, and we'll be back for round two. Yes, now I can. And welcome back, guys. We're here with Elmore Sosa. Carnal Elmore, MLS season resumes this August 20th. And let's jump into this a little bit. Let's talk about LAFC versus Galaxy being the first game on one of the first games and coming back to the MLS. What do you think of this one?
It's going to be the first game for both in this restart of the season. In fact, the season is going to be restart Tuesday, tomorrow, with FC Dallas against Nashville in two-way games because that was the two teams who was uh, doesn't have any opportunity to play in the bubble in Orlando. Okay. Remember that? But
yeah, we missed that one.
But the thing is, all the teams except the three Canadian teams, they will play at least 6 more games. At least because they will start the last week of August and they will finish this round of 6 games in mid-September. And after that, nobody, and I mean nobody knows, at least right now, how, when, and what they will keep playing. Why did I say this? Because there's no options to play any sports outdoor sports, outside and a bubble because there's a lot of complication with this coronavirus situation. What happened in the MLB? What could happen on NFL? Why doesn't happen on NBA? Because they stuck on a bubble, and right now MLS uh, won't be allowed to keep more time on the bubble. All the games will be on his own stadiums with fans. How many fans will be attend on each stadium? that will be decision of every single city with the teams.
But that's already been approved with fans.
Yes, but that the fans, the quantity of the fans on every stadium will be decision between the authorities of the CDC on every single city and the teams. They will, for example, Sporting KC, they will place 2,000 fans more or less for a game.
Wow.
In a
Well, I
stadium
think
with more than 25,000.
yes, and that actually that game is on August 21st,
Yeah,
and I don't know, man. I think that this is gonna be a tough, really tough situation what they're jumping into here because that we saw the cases spike up recently in all these states. I mean, most of the states were on the red here in U.S. besides over here in Connecticut, New York. Excuse me. And so I think it's gonna be really really tough. And like you said, and if if they're gonna be playing in their stadiums, they're gonna be traveling, and it's not just the players, but they have to bring the staff. So there's a lot of people that are gonna be moving around from city to city, and we've seen it in Mexico how now players keep getting that this illness, COVID, man.
the commissioner of the MLS, Don Garber, says on a video conference call that every team will be allowed to take charter flights to go between cities. If it's not a long trip, they can use a bus trip. They allow to get to the cities in gaming day. For example, if any team will play at 8 p.m. In the night, they allow to be in that city around noon to try to stay the less possible time outside his bubble. And why? What is his bubble? His own city, his own facilities. But it's gonna be really complicated, as you said, because they will have to manage with the flag with at least what do you think? 40 people between players, front office, front staff, utility people. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. Garber says they are aware they can be rescheduled games for this situation of the coronavirus, but I don't know if the time will be the best to try to reschedule not one or two, maybe more games. Hopefully, I'm wrong, but what we saw every day, every single week is this will happen. Unfortunately,
Yeah, and what happens when a team gets like 10 players with that tested positive, like we saw in previous to the La Copa, MLS is back. You know, now they're gonna have to stay 2 weeks in quarantine, and I don't know. It's just gonna be tough, man.
super. What happened in MLB with the Marlins, with the Cardinals? I think they don't keep playing. They have to be in quarantine, so it's complicated. It's really complicated.
Well, yes, Elmore. We'll see, but in the meantime, Inter Miami will be facing Orlando, and big news about Inter is that Blaise Matuidi, Matuidi,
Yeah,
I'm killing his name, but he's linked to Inter Miami. Do you think this is gonna be of, like a official, or do we? What do you think is happening with this one?
it's like Bucetich stuff. It's a rumor, but the thing with Miami is nobody knows what that team can be need. I, I will explain more. Mientras Diego Alonso sea el entrenador, no se sabe ni a qué juegan, ni cómo juegan, ni a quién va a llevar, porque para él son Pizarro y 10 más. Ese es el
Oh,
problema con el propio Diego Alonso. Y no es nada contra Pizarro ni Diego Alonso, pero no es un entrenador que te va a funcionar. no es un entrenador que te va a traer resultado agradable. Yo creo que Blaise Matuidi puede funcionar, tiene calidad, he has a lot of quality, yeah, we know, but I don't know if Inter Miami expansion team will be the best for him.
Well, yeah, we'll see, man. I think that if Beckham wants to make his team be on the top and the elite, he's some of the things that he's gonna have to do. Bring more players like that, you know.
But you say the elite, and what is the first decision you have to take if you want an elite team? The head coach, and the head coach has to be from the elite, and Diego Alonso is not from elite. He's not. At least not for me.
Oh, all right. Well, it's your opinion. I think that he's a decent coach, Elmore, but we'll see what happens.
One thing is decent coach, and the other hand is elite.
All right, all right.
Elite coach, Zidane, Guardiola, Klopp, you name it.
Okay, well, yeah, you're talking about las grandes ligas. I don't think Guardiola is gonna want to come to the MLS.
You never know. Guardiola has, he's a globetrotter. Why not? Remember, MLS is almost the only league, the domestic league. He has a worldwide expansion, a domestic, not a tournament like Europe, like World Champions League, Europe League, something like that. A domestic league besides maybe Premier League, Bundesliga, and La Liga, it's MLS.
All right, all right. So, well, and the last game that we have for extranjeros is San Jose versus Portland. They made it to the quarterfinals of this MLS back tournament. What do you see for los pupilos del Pelado Almeida?
Es muy interesante ver, primero que San José ya va entendiendo el sistema de juego que tiene de Almeida, que es correr, pelear la pelota y dejar sangre, sudor y lágrimas en la cancha. Y con Portland, Giovanni Savarese está funcionando, sacándole lo mejor a un equipo que tiene, para mí, a uno de los mejores jugadores de toda la liga, que es Diego Valeri. Es un jugadorazo, es un tipazo y funciona muy bien. Y vamos a ver si Portland can beat Orlando or vice versa on the final of MLS is back. This is the first time in the whole MLS history that two head coaches, non-Americans, they will face on a final. Savarese is from Venezuela and Pareja is from Colombia. Take a look at that. And both are fueron formados en Estados Unidos, pero no son americanos.
Well, and where's your money at, Edward?
You know what? If Giovanni Savarese no puede diseñar cómo controlar a Nani en midfield, Nani will be the best player and the champion on that game.
Well, that's a good point, and I think Nani, is one of the great players that came from Europe into MLS. So,
and you know what? Only until Pareja arrives to Orlando, Nani show up. ¿Por qué? Porque Pareja entendió cómo podía aprovechar la experiencia de Nani, dónde ubicarlo mejor, darle el gafete de capitán y que te ayude, no ponerlo a hacer cosas que ya no debe de hacer. Por eso Pareja lo entendió muy bien. Ese es el punto.
Well, definitely a good call from him. So, and well, I just hope that this MLS comes back and we have the least amount of incidents, no more COVID positives, and let's just hope for like I said, a good good comeback of the La Liga. And let's jump into like the extranjeros now in Europe, Elmore. Let's talk a little bit about some of the rumors that are happening right now with Chucky Lozano. Let's start with him.
For what I know, he was a tourist in Barcelona.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, they put him in what minute second half, and
He only played 20 minutes. He put a couple of balls on the box, but when Chucky Lozano came into the field, the game was already for Barcelona. So he only it was really hard for him. But I think Chucky Lozano can be extend his stay in Napoli. He should be, and he has to. For me.
Now the rumors that the Napoli is considering sending him on loan to Genoa in Italy. Do you think that would be a good move for him?
Only if he has more minutes. If they don't, it doesn't make any sense. Only for that.
Do you think it would be good for him to stay in and try to stay in Italy or move to a different league that suits him better?
You know what? Right now, he show up. He can play in Italy. He has to stay. He needs to stay to have more minutes. For me, right now, salir de Italia can be a big mistake, in my opinion.
All right, and now let's talk about El Lobo now. Jimenez. Do you think that Wolves will retain him for the remainder of the Europa League, or will he move before this?
Jimenez, the best Mexican player so far. Hopefully for him, has a good decision. Why? Whatever he's wanna take, stay in Wolves or try to make a move. If decide to make a move, they have to be in a better team in Premier League. In my opinion, Jimenez needs to stay in Premier League. No try to pursue and try to jugar en otra liga. He has to stay in Premier League, in my opinion.
Now, if the rumor that La Juventus is a serious candidate to bring him over, wouldn't you say that playing with Cristiano Ronaldo would be a good thing or attractive for him?
But what about the rumor of Cristiano Ronaldo going to PSG as well?
Yeah, that as well. You're right. Or he could be the replacement of Ronaldo. He could be tiene el físico ahí parecido, ¿no?
Mira, Juventus can be more attractive. Is always is attractive Juventus for his history, his players. But right now, the new head coach is one of the best players in the history, Andrea Pirlo. So maybe Juventus try to follow the same path that Real Madrid did it with Zinedine Zidane. Maybe I think it's gonna be they will try to follow that path, but I want to be really insistent that Jimenez needs and have to stay in Premier League, or only if Pirlo grab his phone and say, "Hey Jimenez, I want you in my team." Well, that's different, but only.
I don't know if that's gonna happen anymore.
Why not? Why not? Right now, Jimenez is one of the top players in Europe. He's a striker, and a lot of head coaches likes that kind of players. That's what I say. When a players get a call directly from the head coach, they say, "Hey, I want you in my team." The players gets more confidence, more motivation, and that's a good point for the player to try to make a decision. That's really important.
Now, if the offer from Juventus comes over, the coach makes him the call, and then let's say that the Man U, the head coach of Man U, gives him a call. What would you do in his position, Elmo?
Between Man U and Juventus,
Yes.
it's a tough call. It's a really, really tough call because
Rífatela, güey, rífatela.
I will stay in Premier League. I will stay in Premier League. But even that is a tough call.
Well, I agree with you. I think that he
What
should
do you
stay
do?
there. I would like to see him in Man U and stay there because it seems like La Premier kind of like suit him, and he's doing great things with Wolves. Why not jump into Man U if the offer comes and try to do something good with uno de los grandes en la Premier.
Pero ¿por qué no también an offer from Chelsea or Arsenal? Anything is possible.
At the end of the day, we'll see who puts more money on the table. I think that's what folks are looking at, right?
and also can be one of the most expensive trades in the whole market. Could be.
Well, let's just send our goodbyes to nuestro paisano ahí en Europa. We'll see. Hopefully, he makes the right decision. But anyway, let's jump back into Liga MX now. We have a doble jornada this week. What do you think is one of the most watched game of this jornada cuatro that starts tomorrow?
I think the Chivas going to the border against Juarez. Why? Because they will have they will have a coach. Only for that. Only for that point. But besides that, I think the game of America can be really interesting.
Yes, America Santos.
Yeah.
That should definitely be a good game. Now let's go into the predictions, Elmore.
And also Tigres Puebla could be a good game
Right.
because Puebla right now has a good run.
Yeah, and Tigres seems like they're slowing down. I don't know. They
Well,
start
yeah,
strong, and
yeah.
so we'll say, all right. Well, let's go into predictions. Necaxa Mazatlán. What do you think, Elmore?
A draw.
Draw. All right. Pachuca León.
That's the brotherhood. Uh, Leon.
León. Okay. Tigres Puebla.
Tigres.
Okay. Se acaba el camote esta semana. Okay.
Salud.
Querétaro Puebla. A mi Cruz Azul.
The first win of Querétaro.
Wow. Se acaba el invicto, ¿huh? All right. Juárez Chivas.
Juárez.
All right. Pumas Monterrey.
A draw.
Okay. Tijuana San Luis.
San Luis.
All right. And Atlas Toluca.
Uf. Toluca.
All right. So, hundes más al Atlas, ¿huh? Okay. Y América Santos.
No, yo no lo hundo, ellos solitos. Ellos solitos. América Santos. A draw.
All right. Well, it should be interesting to see a good doble jornada. And Elmur, I guess that the last question that I have for you would be, ¿volveremos a ver otra cabeza a media semana o no?
Hasta el final de la semana.
All right. Who would be the next one?
Ahí te va. Si Querétaro pierde los dos partidos, se va el entrenador.
Okay, Querétaro. You give them the first victory now, Bob.
Sí, creo que puede ganar, pero si no lo puede hacer y pierde los dos, se lo irá.
All right. Well, any final words? Oh, go ahead.
Any final word? Hopefully, hard more games and less contagious.
Yes, that's for sure. Let's hope that nobody else. And we forgot to mention that
Don't say it.
se
Don't
me va el
say
nombre
it.
aquí.
Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it.
All right,
Diego
we'll leave it
Reyes,
at
Diego
that.
Reyes.
Go look at social media. Somebody else keep positive.
Bueno, Diego Reyes dijo que salió positivo y que había ido nada más a saludar, pero queda claro que no saludó. Y hizo algo más. That's why
Wait, did he know that he was positive and he went to say hello, or?
nobody knows.
That would be rotten, man.
Hoy se anunció que está contagiado y ahora sí dice que ahora sí entiende y va a seguir todos los guidelines de CDC en México y todo para hacer caso. Entonces, antes no lo seguía.
Ahora, he finally,
Exacto.
ahora va a hacer caso. Oh, man. This is what's wrong with society, man. Oh, man. All right, well, Elmer, and where can people find you on social media?
As my name at Elmer Sosa in every single social media. You send me a tweet, send me a message, and I will be happy to answer you.
Ok, y también en Grindr, ¿no? Ahí te encontramos también.
No le hago eso, solamente.
All right, man. Well, hey, guys, I am El Super Mojado. You guys can follow me in El Super Mojado Oficial in all the social media platforms. And also, don't forget to follow our El Tri Online on every social media platform. And on behalf of Elmur, El Super, hasta la próxima.
5, 4, 3.